And I want to tell everybody here, I want to give you this little piece of advice. Switch it up. Come on, y'all, switch it up.
Totally. Good advice.
And let me give an example of switching up. So his challenge to us was like, switch up your day-to-day routine, because when you switch up something that is maybe a little just like built into your day-to-day, like maybe you have a cup of coffee every day, have a cup of tea. Switch it up, because what happens when you do things like that, when you change like this like built-in robotic day-to-day thing that you do, you have a cup of tea. Your neurons start to fire. You're going to have thoughts that you wouldn't have had if you just have your cup of coffee in the morning. You have a cup of tea instead of your coffee. You go, ooh, this is British. Oh, the Queen died. Who else is old? My grandma. I should call my grandma. Boom, you're in the will.
Whoa.
That could change you see what I mean? I'm going to change the way I walk to the coffee shop or wherever this one. I'm commuting to work. I'm going to go a different way. Ooh, I'm seeing some graffiti. Maybe I should get back into painting. I go to the art store. I'm at Michael's. I am talking to the cashier. She ends up being the love of my life. She invites me to Christmas dinner. I steal something from her house.
The hairs on my arm are standing up. I think we're rolling.
Hey.
I'm so happy. I'm genuinely so happy to be here.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I really am.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, so awesome. Brooke, welcome back. And when I say this,
Thank
I mean
you for having
full
me.
Brooke in your fullest form. And
yes.
welcome back.
You mean at maximum mental capacity today? Yes. We are back and better than ever today.
Yeah.
Really quickly before we dive into anything else, how about you tell us something?
I'll tell you something. First things first, we're doing bonus episodes this week, so we're staying after this episode. It's really special. We spent a lot of time on it, and we're calling it Close Friends.
Because it's like our close friends story.
As a homage to the Close Friends stories on Instagram, we got a little green circle bonus content coming out. It's an extra hour of this podcast every week, and we'll talk more about what to expect on the actual bonus episode. But
it's happening, and you have the opportunity to tune into that today. So we hope you do.
We got fun stuff planned. If you want to go watch, it's on tmgstudios.tv. Sign up for the Brooke and Connor tier. You'll get our main episodes ad-free, and then you'll get bonus content, which is the extra hour that I mentioned from us.
Awesome.
So awesome. And I think even before we even get started, but you smashed me. You absolutely
smashed you.
Yeah.
In what capacity?
You wrecked my ass on fantasy this year.
Oh,
this week.
Yes, I did. I came out on top. Very exciting. I did.
Go ahead.
That's it. I got Wi-Fi on the plane yesterday, and I was just refreshing Sleeper, which I never thought was a sentence I would ever say in my life. Yeah, I creamed you. And you said I barely beat you. No, I beat you a lot, by the way.
You beat me a lot, or do you think that maybe...
No, I beat you a lot.
Did you outsource it all for any...
No, I didn't. Because that wouldn't be morally right. That wouldn't be okay to do.
No.
And, well, even if I did ask someone else for help, that actually would be fine.
Okay.
I actually feel like that would be fine, because I think the real meat of the fantasy football is in your draft. And I drafted with intention. And it's those players that I drafted that are taking me to the finish line. For example, DeAndre Swift is my MVP.
Yeah.
And you know why I drafted him? In honor of Taylor Swift. So it's like, that's the kind of thing where it's like, that's all me. And that's why I'm going to win. And that's why I beat you. And you don't need to be a sore loser about it. Because...
Hey. You did really good.
Thank you.
For a girl.
Yeah, I did. For a girl. Changing that connotation to what's the opposite of derogatory? Positive?
Positive.
Positive connotation. I did good for a girl.
Yeah. So there we are. We have a visual on YouTube here of Brooke. I don't actually understand this reference, but I think it's funny.
Oh, me neither. And I didn't expect
it's you spitting on me via Harry Styles' body in your face.
Oh, I did not.
I didn't make that
understand
connection.
That, but that's a great image. Thank you.
Okay, cool.
Thank you for making that. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, so congrats on the win this week.
Thank you.
You're kind of up there in the draft just in general.
I think I'm like probably in 4th or 3rd.
I'm in 2nd to last.
I mean, it's just like, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, Waleed's going to lose and that it is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're back. It feels like it's been 7 years since the
Decades.
last time I was sitting next to you,
Mhm.
partly because I feel like I've lived a year in the past week.
Do you want to break your silence?
Well, the silence about what I did last week or another piece of why it feels so long. Do you want to know what I did this past week that made it feel like a year?
hang on.
Or do you want to know what about last episode?
I think we talk about last episode.
Yeah.
For the sake of transparency.
Mm-hmm.
I think we pride ourselves on transparency here.
Mm-hmm.
So we're
Well,
gonna. I think we start owning things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though like that rocked, got a lot of views.
No, totally. Yeah. Last episode, I was like full mid. Like I would call it a nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
To be fully transparent. And I thought I was getting better because I was talking about how I was PMSing really bad and just fully mental spiraling. And then once I started talking about the mental spiral on the podcast,
It started to physically manifest in the manifestation space.
it started to more so morph into full panic attack sitting in this chair. Yeah. And so then I stopped responding to you, which is hard for a podcast because you were kind of talking alone and I was sitting here.
Yeah.
And then when I said, can we take a break? And we came back and you said there was a gas leak.
Yeah,
there actually wasn't a gas leak. I had a panic attack.
I don't think that came across the way that we wanted it to. Everyone was like, oh my God, there was a gas leak in the studio. No.
I don't know why I just didn't say like, oh yeah, I had a full panic attack. But
when you made your panic attack known, I think through osmosis, it kind of made its way into my body.
Yeah, you also then moved forward with a panic attack during the second half of the episode.
So you kind of passed the baton to me in this relay race, that in this crazy race we call life.
Yes.
And podcast streaming. And
that was awesome.
I took that from you. And then the panic attack did continue for the 2 days after the podcast released. And then it was like, didn't even show up on the...
It's so, like, I left that podcast and I was like, I am moving to a farm. I'm throwing my computers and phones into the toilet. I don't ever want to be on the internet again. And literally when it posted, everyone was just so kind and supportive. And it was so overwhelming. And that's why I love this little community we call BNC.
MAP.
MAP.
Yeah.
And so that was really sweet. And I think moving forward, the next time, if there's a next time either of us feel like we're gonna
you can say when, unfortunately.
When the next time we have a panic attack on set, we just need to be really open about that.
Hey,
that's what's happening.
Let's make up a safe word. Let's have a safe word for panic attack.
Okay.
Usually this is used in sex.
Oh, okay. So what's our safe word?
Pineapple Express.
Okay. That works for me.
Great movie, Seth Rogen's.
I actually have not seen that movie and I love Seth.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think you should watch it.
Okay, perfect.
I think it's up your alley.
Okay. So, yes. Had a panic attack last week. And you know what? I would love to normalize taking breaks. Because I was feeling really like, I think what spurred that panic attack on the most, it was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to ask to take a break and that's the end of the world. No, not the end of the world. Normalize just asking to take a break in everyday life. Saying I need a minute in any circumstance. Totally acceptable.
Yeah.
And we don't really talk about that. So normalize
What's
taking
another
breaks.
situation that we could normalize taking breaks in?
And
dates?
I would, like in Love on the Spectrum, they literally say like, and that's one of the reasons I just like don't like dating. It's because it's like I would want a break and that would feel weird to do. So I'm just going to avoid it altogether. No, go on the date. And if you need to ask for a break 45 times, ask for a break 45 times. God knows I'll be doing that in the future.
Yeah.
After that experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dates, you can take a break. Job interview. Excuse me, I need a minute.
I need to look at my notes.
Totally fine. In fact, it's bold. And your future boss will be like, I like that. I wouldn't listen to me for sure.
Yeah.
But it's possible. You know?
You don't know until you try.
You don't know until you try. So I'd recommend trying. It's worked for me, taking breaks.
Yeah. So expect more breaks.
Expect more breaks.
Well, good. I'm glad we aired that out.
Yeah.
We let it be known. Remember Pineapple Express if that's to happen.
Okay. And I'm feeling so much better, by the way.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so much better. Yes, that's all I have to say on the matter.
On the matter. Yeah. I think glad it happened because you learn from those experiences.
Don't be sad that it's
Don't be sad that
well,
it's over. Smile that it happened. And now I'm going to move forward today with a different kind of energy.
Yeah, a different mindset.
Yeah, and a different mindset.
So important to be intentional
Mhm.
with everything that we do. So intentionally recognizing that space and then where we are now, and
Right.
it's fun to look back.
Totally. So, sorry.
So
cut
your
you off.
weekend. So you just got you got back what, yesterday?
Yeah, so that was one of the reasons it's felt like a year since
Yeah.
I've been here, because such a different mindset than last time. But another reason is I just lived so much life
Yeah.
since I was sitting here last. I went to New York
Right.
this weekend to go to, and it actually wasn't a premiere. I'm not allowed to say premiere. I went to the flagship event of Don't Worry Darling in New York City,
Hashtag
put on by Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers
Hashtag
partner.
WB partner
Yeah.
at Warner Brothers at Don't Worry Darling. Yeah, so on the screen, that's my Be Real, and I could try to explain it to you. Basically, what's happening is I'm in my frame, and the other frame is me sitting a few inches from Nick Kroll, Harry Styles, Olivia Wilde, and the rest of the cast.
Yeah.
Which was really an incredibly remarkable experience for me
to be in that room.
to be in. I never thought I would be. If you had asked me a year ago, do you think it's a possibility you'll be inches away from Harry Styles and Nick Kroll at the same time, and you would have been asked to be in that room? I would have said no. So that is really awesome that I got to be there. I've been in a room with Nick Kroll before because I've gone to his stand-up.
Sure, yeah.
So it's like I've understood that he's a human, and it made sense to me that he was sitting there.
Sure.
But seeing Harry so close, and I've been to his concerts, that's definitely less intimate than a stand-up show. Like seeing him there, to understand that he's a human is a very off-putting experience. Like there's no way. It's just like
I get that.
so weird to come face to face with Harry Styles as a human instead of Harry Styles as in God mode.
Did it
in God
affect
mode.
the way that you imagine it?
I think I feel more strongly towards him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, because
That's
it's like God mode in real life is beyond. Like God mode's so close to you.
So was he at the after party and stuff? So they had the premiere.
They
you
had a
watched the movie.
panel.
Was this your first time seeing the movie at the?
This
at
was my
the
first time.
flagship.
Yeah, I had been invited to a few screenings before, but I wanted to save myself for this flagship event.
Yeah.
So what happened before the flagship event was they came out. There was supposed to be a red carpet, but it got rained out.
Right.
And that it was explained to me that I would get a chance to say hello to Harry and Nick on that red carpet, but that got rained out. Which is, looking back, probably for the best. And then we sat in the movie theater, and then they all came out to do a panel. For those wondering, Harry and Olivia were on opposite sides.
I'm looking
completely.
At that. I'm looking at
so
that.
Olivia's like behind that guy's head on the right side, and Harry's all the way on the left.
So that's like as far apart as you could sit on
couldn't-
stage
yeah.
from each other.
Right. But then they went to the after party together. So that's interesting. And then I think they're still together. They went together in the same car, walked in together.
I have no idea.
Mm-hmm. I am really briefly, I'm going to skip over the movie piece, and we're going to come back to the movie piece and go right to the after party, which Nick and Harry and everyone, both attended. I didn't even try to go near Harry because it was just like crowd, like not.
Was it
felt very
nonstop?
overwhelming.
He's sitting there talking to people nonstop.
I couldn't even see him really because it was just like a crowd and I'm too short.
I saw Davis.
Oh yeah.
Davis had posted a story on his Instagram zooming in on Harry
Yeah.
and Olivia.
Yeah.
And they were just like at the bar.
They were just there.
But there wasn't.
I was kind of focused on Nick a little bit.
Right.
A
more attainable target.
Right.
Right.
At least so I thought. I stood next to Nick for about 3 hours trying to work up the courage to say something. And I didn't.
Yeah.
So about at hour 2, I started getting really like in my head and depressed of like, why can't I say something? I think I had psyched myself out so much. And then I just sat there in silence for the remaining hour of the after party. And then girls from that listen to our podcast came up to me and were like,
girls.
Hi, girls. They were like, you have to say hi. Like, this is ridiculous. And then I was like, I can't. I'm so sorry. And then they went up and said hi, and he was so kind. And I'm watching this whole thing. Took a picture with them. They were like, we love you. And he was like, love you too. They left. They said, go ahead. I said, give me a minute. And I never did.
You know what I think, though, about stuff like this? I've had so many times where, like, I've met someone or DM'd someone such as a fan and then, like, end up being in the room as not a peer, but, like, you know, been invited to something like this and then been like, fuck, like, I wish I would have just played it so cool.
Right. I was.
So you're, that, it's in your, it worked in your favor because now when manifestation space. You're in a room with him because of an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Job-wise, he won't be like, oh, you're that crazy bitch from that after party.
I think a part of it was that of like not wanting to exhibit fan behavior.
Yeah.
Because
Good for you.
God knows what would have come out of my mouth. We've seen it before.
Goobler.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. We're going to take a quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, BetterHelp. Brooke, you know that sometimes I'm kind of just tunnel vision on my problems instead of kind of thinking about, towards a solution.
Right. Spiraling more.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, BetterHelp has helped me through many a times in those situations, as you know.
Mm-hmm. It helps you get out of those spirals.
It's kind of just like helped me refocus.
Yeah.
It hasn't really. Yeah.
Good point. It can be tough to train your brain to stay in problem-solving mode when faced with a challenge in life. But when you learn how to find your own solutions, there's no better feeling. A therapist can help you become a better problem solver, making it easier to accomplish your goals, no matter how big or small.
Yeah, this is on my to-do list
for
my new year of life. Like managing my stress,
right?
Like reducing general burnout, and just making me feel more present and myself.
And dare I
on
even
a
say,
daily basis.
Trying to find solutions. Took the words out of your
my mouth.
If you're thinking of giving therapy a try, BetterHelp is a great option. It's convenient, accessible, affordable, and entirely online. Get matched with a therapist after filling out a brief survey and switch therapists at any time. When you want to be a better problem solver, therapy can get you there. Visit betterhelp.com/BANDC today and get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/BANDC. And the other part was like never meet your idols. And I was really, I'm scared with him because he's just like so high up there of like hero status, as opposed to just like Matthew Grubler. It's like, you are like so cute to me. It's more so like, oh, I really like love your work with Nick. So yeah, did not say anything to anybody in the cast. So that's that. And I do want to circle back onto just the movie as a whole, if that's okay. I cannot wait for you to see this movie, Connor.
So I should see it.
It was so good. I don't understand why the ratings are so bad.
34% on Rotten Tomatoes, by the way.
So good. It was so good. And I don't want to tell anybody, and no spoilers, obviously, that goes without saying. And I don't even want to give you like any basic plot points because I went in knowing nothing. And I think that's the best way to go in. But I'll say two things.
Okay.
Here are the two things that I'll say about Don't Worry, Darling. One, I think Harry Styles' acting was incredible.
Interesting, because I keep seeing TikToks of people laughing every time he comes on the screen.
Florence obviously was like the star acting wise, but I think Harry was on par with everybody else. So like really like, if he won an Oscar, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a movie buff and I don't really like have a good grasp on that kind of stuff, but I thought he was incredible. Two, and we know this from the trailers, and this is not a spoiler. We know that basically something is going on in the movie, and Florence is trying to figure out like what's going on. There's something fishy happening here.
What's going on?
What's going on? And to that, I just want to say the biggest plot hole of the movie is why are you even why bother asking? You are living this life with Harry Styles, married, in love. He's in love with you. You're kissing and doing other stuff as well. Don't ask any questions. Just enjoy. The movie could have been over in 5 seconds if I were her. I would not have dared.
You've raised a great point. That's a good plot hole.
Yeah. Huge plot hole.
In this world, he's not Harry Styles, though. He's Jack Chambers.
Why you are living with Jack Chambers? Why question?
Well, do you think like maybe you like Harry Styles because he's super, super globally famous and like a pop star?
No. Good question. No, I love Jack Chambers just as much. I would have been just as in love with Jack Chambers as Harry
have
Styles.
A super hard time believing that.
No, I'm dead serious. If I was in that home with him and something clearly very suspicious and very questionable, morally questionable is going on, not asking a goddamn thing.
Harry Styles looks like
and
like everyone that lives in West Hollywood that moved here from the Midwest to pursue
at the end of the day,
YouTube
he
career.
Just doesn't. At the end of the day, he is objectively like gorge model god status.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, I wouldn't have been asking any questions. And if I
you also raised a really good point.
Did I?
Saying that I hate is question everything. No one has time. Just accepts everything.
I would have just
as it is.
surrendered.
Yeah.
loved my life. Movie would have been over in 2 seconds if I was Florence. Yeah.
We should remake it.
I would like to, if given the opportunity.
Alternate ending.
Alternate ending.
It's a 4-minute movie.
4-minute movie of just me and Harry.
Well, cool. So it was an overall.
Overall, good experience. Do I wish that I had said something to Nick?
You're gonna shoulda, coulda, woulda this to death, and it's gonna kill you for the rest of your life. So just know that you came out on top. You didn't do anything regrettable. You don't have any scaries, knowing that you didn't do anything.
I didn't have any scaries. I didn't lose, but I didn't win at the end of the day. So
to me, that's fine.
Okay. I don't know how I feel about it. So I'm just hopeful that I'll get another opportunity.
I think you did win because you got flown out. You got flued out. It was over.
Yeah,
put up
totally.
in a hotel.
I just meant in that specific circumstance. Yeah. Overall, great weekend. Cannot wait for everyone to see that movie. And I can't wait for you to see it especially.
So it kind of seemed, whoa, I almost forgot that I have to put the mic into my mouth.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so I have a question. It kind of looked like you were really enjoying New York.
I was. Which is shocking because I don't like New York.
Do you still totally not like New York? You're kind of I've been
outspoken about hating New York. I did have, I would say a week ago, I would have said I don't even want to go visit New York. Now I'm comfortable saying I'm fine visiting New York, but not for more than a few days. So I can't do more than a few days, but now I wouldn't actively say I hate New York now.
Okay.
But I don't want to live there by any means.
Adding that one.
To what?
I have a list on my phone called The Hill Brooke Lives On.
How long have you had this list?
Almost since, probably 6 months into knowing you. Because you have all these hills that you would have previously died on.
Right.
And now you're kind of settling down and building your life upon all of these things that you used to hate. So now it's the hill that you live on.
No.
And those things include country music.
I never said I hated country music. I never said I hated all country music. I probably said I hated most country music.
That's enough. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Right. That's an embarrassing one.
That is tough.
That is a tough look for me.
Tomatoes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I just wouldn't. Here's the thing about tomatoes. I used to tell people I don't like them. And then they would say, oh, it's in this sandwich. Is that okay? And I would say, oh, yeah, it's fine if it's in a sandwich. And then they would say oh, or there would be a caprese salad or something. And they'd be like, oh, Brooke won't eat that because it's just sole ingredient is basically just tomatoes. And I'm like, no, I love caprese salads. So basically what I meant by that is I just don't want to plain tomato. And I still stand by that. Okay. But I guess I can't say I don't like tomatoes anymore because I eat them and everything.
Okay. Nathan, for you.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's a tough
one to look past.
Weed.
Yeah.
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 And I've just added New York City as kind of a flex player on this list.
Totally flex.
But you are kind of building a home on this hill.
Okay, normalize changing your mind.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah, I'm totally open to changing my mind at all times.
Right, but initially when I was like, oh, I'm going to put on Curb Your Enthusiasm, and you would leave the room and shut your door.
Right, I think
that doesn't really seem like an open-minded thing to do, but I don't know.
Right. I hear what you're saying. It's just the fact that I take such a strong stance that then when I change my mind, it is a little jarring. Totally.
Anyway, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, glad to hear it went
Excited
well.
to
You're
see
back, and then you flew back, and you were sitting back.
Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah.
I was sitting directly behind Kristen Wiig on the flight home. Obviously didn't say anything, didn't want to bother her.
Come on.
No, I think in those situations, it's I don't say.
On the plane.
Yeah, she just wants to lay and rest, and that's fine. But at the end, when we landed, this man, a few rows behind me, came up to her and was like, I'm so sorry. I know you. I know you from something. And she was like, I don't know. Because it's what do you say in that instance?
Stove.
And,
are you an appliance? Bridesmaids reference.
Oh, God, sorry. And then he was like, are you an actor? And she was like, yeah. And she was like, he was like, Cynthia Nixon. Cynthia Nixon. And she was like, oh, no, I'm not Cynthia Nixon. And he was like, well, what? I must have seen you in something. Or maybe we went to high school
old
together.
Was this person?
This was literally the most painful interaction of my life. My head was in between my legs, hands against my ears. It was so painful. He was probably 60. And then she was like, well, I've been in like, and she like gave like a kind of more obscure movies that she'd been in, like Barb and Star.
Love that.
Yeah. And then she was like, well, and I was in SNL. And he's like, oh my God, I'm your biggest fan. And it was just like, and she was like, thank you so much. And she was so sweet, but it was truly like the most painful interaction that I've ever seen.
God. That hurts is what I said.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting about the mic.
It's okay. It was pretty painful to watch that unfold. And she was so nice to him. And then as we were getting off the plane, she turned around and was like, it was really nice meeting you. And just so nice to him. But I know, just like always great when you see that kind of,
we're like
just like a celebrity you love being so nice.
Ticking off the SNL, the OG SNL chicas. Did I tell you about my Kevin Hart story on the plane?
Yeah, but retell it because that's so good.
So I was coming back from New York also, but I was going to Houston, and I was with two of my friends, and we're sitting in like the back of the plane, like by the restroom, and we had just figured out this was like senior year of high school, and or junior senior year, whatever, and we're sitting there and we're kind of punchy, you know, like we woke up at like, it was like a 6 a.m. flight and no one went to sleep, and we're just like cracking up because I figured out how to use Photoshop on my, not even Photoshop, like how to use the healing tool on like iPhotos on the laptop, and I was editing off, not that I have that much, but I was editing off everybody's eyebrows in like group photos. I was like peeing my pants laughing, like stomping on the ground and we thought, I don't know why we thought it was like the funniest thing in the world. And then we go to get off the plane and this little man stands up in front of me. It's Kevin Hart. And I was like, oh my God, Kevin, can I get a photo? And he was like, dude, absolutely not. You and your friends are the most obnoxious people on the planet. And I go, yes. Yep.
Totally.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Do you need help getting your suitcase down? Hey guys, we're going to take a quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make cooking at home fun, easy, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. Green Chef and Every Plate is now owned by HelloFresh, and with a wider array of meal plans to choose from, there's something for everyone. I love switching between the brands, and now our listeners can enjoy both brands at a discount with us. Have a pack scheduled this fall? HelloFresh has meals covered with weekly selections of 30-plus recipes and 70-plus convenient items, all delivered to your door.
Enjoy the freshest fall flavors. Every HelloFresh recipe includes ripe, just-picked produce that travels from the farm to your door in less than a week. There's always something new on the menu. From family-friendly to fit and wholesome or even veggie recipes, there's something to please everyone.
Brooke, you can easily customize your meals with Hello Custom by swapping proteins or sides, upgrading choice proteins, or even adding a protein to a veggie meal, which is my thing that I do at restaurants. It's never been easier to eat your way. Last week I made the sweet Italian sausage with couscous. Didn't know what couscous was. Turns out it's super good.
I love couscous. I think it's one of the most underrated couscous.
And not only was it so tasty, but it only took me 30 minutes.
Go to HelloFresh.com/BNC65 and use code BNC65 for 65% off plus free shipping. Again, that's HelloFresh.com/BNC65 and use code BNC65 for 65% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. I agree with Kevin in the sense, like, I don't think anybody should be allowed to talk to each other on a plane. Even if
me too.
Even if you came, like, even if it's your wife, like, no. Like, no, like, save it.
Yeah.
Save it for when we land or communicate via Notes app. Like, no one should be able to open their mouth unless you're a screaming baby, which, like, ideally you wouldn't be on the plane at all.
Yeah.
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 And that's just how I feel. So, Team Kevin.
Team Kevin all the way.
Kevin.
No,
your Team Kevin.
I'm on his side for that. Like, I literally was like, wow. When he said that, I was like, yep, we are super annoying. And I get that. Anyways, welcome home.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I missed LA. You know what they say?
What?
The best thing in the world is leaving LA, and the best thing in the world is coming back to LA. And I agree with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you agree?
I love leaving. I don't necessarily like love.
You don't
coming
like coming back. Okay, perfect.
Shoot, I was gonna tell you something else, and now I can't remember it.
I was gonna tell you something.
Okay.
Oh, this would have been really good when we were talking about just like PMSing and the plight of womanhood, but
right. Well, we can.
it's okay. We can always
That's
circle
always
back.
relevant.
It's always relevant. I was just thinking how it sucks that you'll never be able to experience like PMSing and just the plight of womanhood in general. And then I thought of like a little something you could try to experience, just like
I
the
can't
things
wait
that
to try this.
women go through.
Yeah.
Okay. At Don't Worry Darling, during the premiere, I was applying my lip gloss. And I was like, damn, I wish Connor was here because I wish he could apply this. Because it's the Too Faced lip injection, which is something that most women have used in their lives
Is it
or
a
some
needle?
form. No, it's a lip gloss and it makes your lips look bigger, which is like, why do we even want that? One. And two, it hurts.
Oh,
Like,
give me.
why are we putting ourselves
I
through
thought
this?
you said Two-Faced lip injection. I go,
No.
were you like shooting up at the after party? What do you mean?
That is what it's called because it hurts.
Well, give me it.
Yeah.
Put it on me.
So I want you want me to put it on you or
Sure,
you want to put it
yeah.
on? I'm going to lather it onto those
Lather me up.
gorgeous lips of yours. And you can just experience like what women put themselves
Oh,
through.
it's really warm. Where's this been?
Oh, in my pocket. Okay, now kind of rub together. No, I'm adding another coat.
Okay, come on. You just doing bottom lip?
I'm doing bottom,
really
top,
kind of-
mustache as well. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So
You
now
really-
I want
you were
you-
really generous with where you think my white person lips are.
Well, I want you to walk me through the experience of what you're feeling during the Too Faced lip injection process.
Right now, I'm feeling
Sopping wet.
sopping wet.
Yeah.
Soaked.
It takes a minute for you to feel something.
Yeah.
But just know this is something that just like women put themselves through for what?
For what?
For what?
I don't know.
Yeah. So perfect.
Um,
I wanted you to be able to experience that.
Yeah. No. Well, while I'm waiting, I guess for it to kick in.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
You look good.
Thanks. Over the weekend,
Yeah. How was your weekend? Sorry, I'm being rude.
No. I've been having back issues.
Totally.
Like really bad.
Totally.
I'm actually gonna go to this like Eastern or Western medicine, whichever one is good.
Mm-hmm. We are Western.
Like of what? We live on a sphere. I don't get what we're west of. We're west of everyone's west and east of everyone else.
I think if you just look at the flat map, that's not a sphere.
Okay,
yes,
Columbus.
we are a sphere, but just like the image of the map.
Who chose that?
I actually have no idea.
That does not make any sense to me. Anyways, the healthy one, like no pills, not big farm type
Like
person.
vitamin, more so.
Like health.
Uh-huh. So that's Eastern.
Guru. Yeah.
That's more like Asian.
Sure. Yeah. East. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna go to one of those.
Indian. Yeah.
So I was putting icy. It wasn't icy hot, but it was like something more intense,
Mm-hmm.
and I forgot, and I had at some point touched my balls, both of them,
Both.
and that was something that I think was pretty close to lip injection Two-Faced.
Worse or better than when you washed your ball region as well as ass region with your tea tree face wash.
You forgot my taint as well.
And taint. Sorry. I just when I
Well, that was like
it was implied.
that was like a longer process
Right.
because that broke out in hives.
Right.
But this was like so painful, and then when you try to wash it off, it doesn't
Totally.
come off for some reason.
Totally.
And I was like, no. You just have to wait it out. It was very bad.
Is this why you canceled our meeting
No,
or
that-
postponed our meeting an hour yesterday
No,
because of the icy hot?
No, no.
How are your lips, by the way?
They're feeling warm. They feel warm.
Do they feel warm?
Yeah.
Not painful in any way yet? They look bigger, by the way.
Do they?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Keep me updated.
Thanks. I will. And that's it really. Can I? It is actually burning, like not my actual lip, like my
Like the top?
like
Your mustache
whatever
area.
part of this is.
Your mustache
It's because I
area?
shaved yesterday.
Oh, okay. Well, you feel free to
now
wipe
it's kind
that.
of burning.
Feel free to wipe that part off. No, but not the lip. Not the lip.
I'm not. I'm going above it
Okay.
and below it.
Okay. Blotting.
Yeah. What,
Okay.
Did I get it?
Yeah, for the most part.
Oh, it's so greasy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. It is like
Oh, let me see.
an experience, like for me, like POV, you're podcasting with Connor with lip gloss on. It is it is like an experience. Would recommend to anyone listening to
Take a picture.
Tune into. Oh yeah. Oh damn! I wish my Be Real was going off. Hold on, really quickly taking a picture of Connor in this. Look at me. Really, really, really cute. Okay.
Okay. Anywho, Dad. Crap. I have something that is like so important, and I can't remember what it is.
Well, check the
Anyways.
notes app. Is it on the notes app?
No,
section?
it's on the notes app. let's move on.
Okay.
We got a bunch of stuff to cover today. It's honestly like a lot of pop culture.
We have a lot of pop
shit.
culture things, and we also have a lot of just stuff that we wrote in our shared notes app.
Our brains were working.
Yeah, our brains
Let's
were
see,
working.
Anything? I'll wait for that one.
Wait, sorry. Can we scroll back down to that for a second?
I'll do this one. Okay, so because I don't really have a weekend update, I didn't do anything. I'm moving again, so I'm just like packing and cleaning.
Do you know where you're going?
Nope.
Okay, perfect.
Ooh, yeah, my lips are feeling very like immobile.
Right. like
they're not really
numb.
moving.
Numb. I think numb
yeah.
is the word you're looking for.
Numb, but with a lot of burning feeling.
Numb, but totally feeling.
Yeah, numb, but it feels like someone is like has a blow dryer like really close to them.
Yeah.
So I had this professor in college, and I hated him.
Okay.
Like worst professor I've ever had. But the only thing I remember from his class was he gave us this one challenge, which just shows you that I have a bullshit degree. Is that like one of our weeks was a challenge, and it was to just switch it up in like whatever he said, something along the lines of just like switch up your day to day.
Oh yeah, you told me this once, I think.
Yeah, it's fascinating. So I've been doing that. I like have been on my whole 30 shit. I have nailed it, by the way.
That's exciting.
I did everything this weekend that I would normally do, but I didn't like drink at all. And I like.
Can you walk me through like what does a day of eating look like on your whole 30?
It's like weird. It's actually not as like debilitating as you think it'd be. It's like I have my smoothie every morning, and then I had to stop drinking coffee, and then I got back on coffee.
Yeah.
But I'm only having 1 cup a day.
Okay.
Instead of 6.
Can you not do coffee on whole 30?
It's like depends on what list you look at.
Frowned upon.
It's frowned upon by the whole 30 community. But I don't know. There's like a bunch of random stuff, but it's a lot of you have to cut out wheat. You have to cut out like obviously dairy.
Right.
I don't eat dairy, but blah blah blah. Anyways, nailed it. Been doing it. It's day 12.
Awesome.
Yeah, wait.
Wow.
11. Yeah. But I'm like I might as well just like do other healthy stuff too, because have nothing else to do. And I remembered this professor's advice to switch it up. And I want to tell everybody here, I want to give you this little piece of advice. Switch it up. Come on, y'all, switch it up.
Totally. Good advice.
And let me give an example of switching up. So his challenge to us was like, switch up your day-to-day routine, because when you switch up something that is maybe a little just like built into your day-to-day, like maybe you have a cup of coffee every day, have a cup of tea. Switch it up, because what happens when you do things like that, when you change like this like built-in robotic day-to-day thing that you do, you have a cup of tea. Your neurons start to fire. You're going to have thoughts that you wouldn't have had if you just have your cup of coffee in the morning. You have a cup of tea instead of your coffee. You go, ooh, this is British. Oh, the Queen died. Who else is old? My grandma. I should call my grandma. Boom, you're in the will.
Whoa.
That could change you see what I mean? I'm going to change the way I walk to the coffee shop or wherever I'm commuting to work. I'm going to go a different way. Ooh, I'm seeing some graffiti. Maybe I should get back into painting. I go to the art store. I'm at Michael's. I am talking to the cashier. She ends up being the love of my life. She invites me to Christmas dinner. I steal something from her house.
The hairs on my arm are standing up.
Yeah.
This is and this is the professor you hated?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll tell you
why.
How
could you hate someone with this brilliant of a mind?
Because he was an utter douchebag. Like, he was like,
that'll do it.
He was just like the coolest dude. Thought he was.
Oh, was he like young professor?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just one of those that like.
Those can go either way.
I know. And like, it was kind of like one of those, it's like, if you're not on his good side, you're on his like bad side.
Right. And his bad side.
And I'm not gonna ride your dick, dude. You are my professor and I paid a lot of money to be here. Be a teacher, you know? And it's so weird how like professors are always like, I am God to you and I can make or break your life.
Right.
This is intro to creativity. You take a seat, sir.
Hey guys, we want to take a quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Faherty Brand. Faherty is all about clothing for life's best moments. Whether it's a Friday night football game, the first day of school, or hanging with the family in your backyard this fall, they make clothes that feel good and make you feel good. Faherty is a family brand focused on comfort, quality, and good vibes, all while leaving the world a better place.
Founded by twin brothers Alex and Mike, Faherty was based around their longtime love of the outdoors, from surf and mountains to road trips and beach bonfires. With a passion for craftsmanship and sustainability, of course, every piece is designed to last a lifetime. Plus, if anything happens to the piece, Faherty will replace or fix your clothes for life, no matter what.
Personally, I'm a big fan of their jumpsuits. For an easy one-and-done look, it's both cute and comfy. when I'm out and about running errands. You can find your new favorite fall items at Faraday and experience the legendary comfort.
Right now, Faraday is giving all BNC listeners 15% off on every order. You heard me. You get 15% off your entire order. Head to FaradayBrand.com/BANDC and use code BANDC at checkout to get this deal. That's code BANDC at Faraday, FAHERTY, brand.com/BANDC for 15% off. FaradayBrand.com/BNC. And one of our grades, our biggest thing in the classes, we had a journal basically where we did entries every day. And so due by the end of the semester was 99 like creative ideas, and mine was really good.
I can't even imagine what your journal.
I was really proud of it.
Have it?
I think my mom has it. Yeah,
we've got to get our hands on.
Yeah,
it for next week.
I'll go get it. Well, I'll be in Texas in like a week and a half, so I'll grab it and I'll come back. But it was interesting. I still remember some of my entries. Again, it was just kind of like random stuff. It's just like app ideas or campaign ideas or create like a poem or something. And it was interesting. But I got an 81. So like a B-, and I remember being like, how are you grading my ideas?
Circling back to the poem.
Yeah.
Can you give any more words about your poem?
I actually have one that I wrote. Okay, I'm going to have to remember it. You know the blood is thicker than water?
The saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, blood, is that what it is? Blood is thicker than water?
Yeah.
Okay, so I had one in my notebook that was like, blood is thicker, coffee's quicker, beer is the most fun. And I like for each one I wrote it in like I spilled like blood. It wasn't real blood, but I like spilled blood on the first line, and then I did coffee on this like
so that's like more of a piece.
A ring of coffee on the second line, and then I spilled beer like all over the third line.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
You should get that frame. You should get that framed and sell it as a Fibs print.
No one. It was something that it was like something that I thought of, and then like what's weird is like that's how I started writing my like bits for TikTok.
Wow.
It's like, you remember when we did that
all your bits are really poems when they come down to it.
They are.
Whoa.
Yeah, they're gonna be so valuable when I pass.
You should make a book of poetry.
Yeah, seriously.
That's your next
Oh my
venture.
gosh, should I?
Yeah,
Okay.
I genuinely believe that.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
What?
Remember that one bit we did with the broccoli?
Yeah.
So when we did that bit, Brooke and I did this bit, and we just call it broccoli now. But she came into town to visit when she was in Philadelphia for like a week, and she had like Giardia or something.
I had like that was like literally the most insane stomach virus of my life.
I'm like,
that was the worst experience.
I'm like,
we never talk about that.
I'm like so bad when people are sick because I just.
Well, you were like, do you want a beer? And I was like, no, Connor, I want to go to the fucking hospital.
I think it's like when I'm sick, I'll keep it to myself. Like it's like, because I'm just like gonna power through. Like when I had mono, I didn't go to the doctor for a month, and I had mono, and I was like, "You're so stupid! Wake up! Mono for a month, going to work every day."
I just remember
people were dropping like flies. I'm like, "You guys are pussies." I'm like giving everyone mono.
I was like throwing up at your house, and you were like knocking on the door, and you were like, "You want to film something?" No.
Anyways, I got her to film something. It went mega viral. I think it has like 12 million views now. But basically, I didn't have any ideas, and I was like, "Come on, this is like such a waste if we don't get some content out of this." And so I was like, all I have right now is passive aggressive, and how if you take out the passive piece, it's actually just an act of aggression. And so I was like, how do we make this work? Brooke had put the peanut butter in the fridge or something, and I was like, why the fuck do you put the peanut butter in the fridge? And she was like, you're being passive aggressive. I was like, okay, how about I drop the passive and I amp up the aggressive? Anyways, we made a viral video out of that, and that was like poetry.
Yeah,
that
like, is slam poetry.
Slam
poetry.
Dunk.
Yelling. Yeah, that was really fun. Yeah, I think when it comes down to it, all of your work is poetry, and I think that that's something that we should explore further.
Yes.
Okay. I have you talking about being brilliant and just like having all these ideas reminds me that I have a new app idea. Which like everyone loves when I
do. We need wait, we have to do our verbal patent.
Verbal patent. This is my idea. If you steal it moving forward, you can and will be sued by my team, my huge team of employees and
yes,
etc. So I would be careful if I were you moving forward with this idea.
Sure.
And that's all I'll say. Anyway, you know how let's say your flight. This is an airport app idea. Let's say your flight is at
Yeah.
1. Okay, let's say you leave your house 10:30, 11.
11, yeah.
11. You could leave at that time and you could miss your flight sometimes.
Yep.
Or you could leave at that time and be waiting at the gate for an hour and a half. Why isn't there an app where I can plug in early that morning when I would like to be at the airport? Let's say I would like to have 30 minutes to be at the airport before my flight, or I would like to be sitting at my gate 30 minutes before we board. I want to be at my flight, at my 1 o'clock flight at 12:30. I plug that in. You tell me exactly what time I need to leave my house, factoring in the traffic that's going on in the airport currently and outside of the airport.
I think there's a lot. Yeah, there's just like a lot of factors that would go into that.
Yeah,
that sounds
and the
like,
app is going to take those factors into consideration.
sounds like a logistical nightmare for a UX.
And that's not my business.
Okay.
That's the business of the UX. What's a UX?
User experience?
Yeah.
Or like UI, user interface? I don't know, someone that does coding.
Someone can figure that out. Just like monitoring all the traffic patterns of the airport at similar
Those
times.
are all based on
current airport
Those
traffic.
are all based on cell phones, so it should work.
Yeah, it should work.
Yeah.
Tell me exactly what time I need to be at the airport with a little bit of a buffer to sit comfortably at my gate.
You can't factor in some bizarre person going to Cabo that started drinking at 7 a.m, though.
You can't, but it just like Waze, when it's like, oh, there's an accident up on the curb, there's a drunk idiot wreaking havoc, and someone will report that via my app.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
As a
thank you.
hazard. Yeah. No,
It's a hazard.
I think that could hold some water there.
I think that could. I just don't know why it doesn't exist.
Mm.
Because there are days where I have to leave 6 hours before to get to my flight on time, and there are days where I could leave an hour and a half before my flight.
I don't know what to say.
Make
I
it
don't know.
consistent. Let's make things consistent
I think so.
via my new app.
Yes.
So that's my new app idea.
I think we hold off on the rest of the sidebars
Okay.
for now because we'll carry those over to bonus,
Totally.
but we have
Bonus.
some timely things that I think we should
Okay.
cover. I'm sorry, not
Take a break.
Not Pineapple Express, but I would love to
Use the restroom,
pee.
and I would love for you to have that experience
Thanks.
and normalize it.
Okay.
Awesome.
Normalizing it.
And I will too while we're at
Okay.
it. Okay.
Yeah, go piss, girl. Hey guys, welcome back. Brooke had a gas leak.
No, Sferatu. I was just pissing.
Funny. Hey, give me something for pissing.
Hell yeah, brother.
That is one thing we have in common.
Literally. You
Yeah.
could say that again.
Yeah, it's so true. So I forget where we were, but I think that we kind of left it at a clean cut. And
Totally.
I think we come back, and where do you want to pick up?
2 things I kind of want to talk about.
Yeah.
Let's start with Adam Levine.
Okay.
Immediately off the bat, jail time. He needs jail time. No bail.
Yeah.
Whatsoever.
Electric chair?
Lifetime sentence.
Yeah.
Lifetime sentence for
He
him.
needs to be in a correctional
He
facility.
needs. And did I say no bail?
Yeah.
Can't stress that enough.
Shot caller.
Like for the rest of his life, put away. Denies having an affair,
Yeah.
of course.
Yes.
Takes full responsibility for
All
his actions.
accountability.
All accountability, of course.
But I didn't
Did
cheat.
not cheat, and we will be moving forward, working on this together. Bahati doesn't need to do shit, babe. You need to again check yourself in
I will say.
to jail.
Yep.
By the way, if I haven't mentioned it,
They
for the rest of your life.
I have a friend that works
Yeah.
in PR,
Yeah,
and she texted me yesterday that they were spotted out getting coffee together yesterday via paparazzi.
Bahati or Sumner.
No, Adam and Bahati.
I know. Okay.
Here's the
I
thing.
mean, like she can do whatever she wants.
Here's the thing.
But-
I think that there's an issue, and Gen Z has solved this issue because they're not having kids as young. Parents should be old and
Vetted.
gross. They shouldn't be hot enough to have accessibility to
That's an interesting point.
to cheat, unless they want to. Like once you get
Well,
like
it's
old
like-
and gross, and like if you think about it, like if I'm old and like gross, I need to stop saying old and gross. If I'm like older, like pretty old, not like he's not old, but and like
Or you just shouldn't cheat even if you're hot.
yeah, I think it
Yeah.
makes it way more accessible. Like how old is Sumner? By the way, Sumner and I worked together at Bumble.
Of course.
We went to college together. I
Is
know
she
her.
as bad as everyone says she is? Just say it.
To me, no. I really like her in person. She's really sweet. We work together. So
Everyone on TikTok that like knows her is saying like she's the most vile human they've ever.
You know what's
encountered.
funny about when things like this happen is that everybody wants to jump in. I am her boyfriend's cousin's sister's
Mhm.
second like Schnauzer twice
Right.
removed, and I had a bad experience. No, you
Well,
want
did
you want to gain 160 followers on TikTok, or like just shut up. This is like at the end of the day, this is someone's family. Like this is so icky to me that like people want to jump in and like
Well,
comment on
Sumner's
this. It's
icky
like,
to begin with. No offense to your
No.
friend Sumner.
no. I think
But
that
like what she did was like ew.
I know it's not obviously. You can be friends with someone and not approve of everything they do. You know, it's like I think it's icky. I think it's gross. But I think the problem here is the fact, especially because like 8 other women have come out since this has happened, is Adam. Like,
Right.
take some. The accountability is like I have a problem, and he should be.
Sure. And in Sumner's defense, she was new to LA, so it's hard for her to know that she shouldn't have had an affair with a married woman, you know? Hey guys, we want to take a quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Heights. I started taking the Smart supplement from Heights because I wanted something easy and functional, and I can't believe I didn't start sooner. So many of us are so guilty of forgetting about our brains, and that's what makes the Heights Smart supplement so special. It's all about brain care, taking care of your brain so it takes care of the rest of your body. What a concept.
Well, Brooke, you might be wondering what it actually is. It's 2 capsules a day that contain 20 high-quality vegan vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants to make you take care of your whole body and feel your best. The unique blend of ingredients supports your brain, nervous system, and immune system for better energy, focus, mood, and sleep. What's more important than that? Heights helps my energy and clears my brain fog. Lord knows.
Knows you need it. Don't we all?
I know. Plus, it's great for hangovers. Lord knows.
Lord knows.
Just take 2 after a night out and you'll feel so much better the next day.
Heights improves concentration and mental performance, enhancing clarity, memory, and learning. It also balances mood, promotes positivity, and supports stress and anxiety management. Every ingredient is in a large enough quantity to have a real impact. And everything is there for a reason. No fillers, toxins, artificial colorings, or bulking agents.
Heights provides brain care and whole body health for less than $2 a day. Plus, everything is delivered to your door with a simple to manage subscription so you'll never run out.
It's time to deliver whole body health by taking care of your brain. Tackle brain fog, energy, and sleep issues with Heights Smart Supplement. Just 2 clean capsules a day, with or without food. No tray full of pills, no gross glass of green sludge. To help you get started with brain care, Heights is giving all of our listeners an extra 15% off your first subscription order with the code BANDC. Go to yourheights.com and use code BNC at checkout to get your exclusive discount and start taking care of your brain and body today.
Man.
Sorry, man.
No, I agree. I'm not like defending. I'm not defending that at all. We don't even know if they did anything in person, do we?
Well, no, I don't think they did. I guess it depends. No, they didn't. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think that's not, like, I think it's clear that they didn't. They just,
I don't know.
it's just how he's defining affair. He says he didn't have an affair, but like, I would constitute that as an affair. Like the DMs, like being like, you're so fucking sexy. Like, show me what that ass do.
No,
like,
he said
that's
actually quote was, fuck. May need to see that booty. What are you, a pirate?
right. And then follow up. Do you mind if I name my child after you? Would that be fine? That to me is what the jail.
Have crossed the line.
To me, that's the jail. No bail piece.
Yeah. I'm saying the whole situation is icky in the sense that like I don't really understand marriage, to be honest, like legally. So did he?
What do you mean?
Did he do anything illegal here? Like with the?
I think.
Or is it just like if it's straight up just like an icky thing? We've lost.
I think what you're referring to is that if there's like a prenup, there can be infidelity clauses.
Yeah.
Where it's like if he cheats, then she gets X.
Yeah. By the way, I'm gonna get like dunked on for defending this whole situation. I'm just like trying to have the whole
Connor loves playing devil's advocate at the end of the day.
Well, it like opens up other things. Like I obviously think that this is wrong. Like it grosses me out and it gives me the icky and I feel really bad for the family. That's just what I'm saying.
No, of course. At the end of the day, it's just like
and I've seen
poor Bahati and poor kids.
Yeah, I've seen this happen to like people I know and like dads or moms who have done this and it's like it sucks. And then like the whole social media piece, like everyone knows. It's just like
I don't understand like how are you like his ego must be so massive to think that like, oh, this is fine. Like I'm gonna DM these girls like with my face attached and like nothing's gonna happen to me. You know?
Yeah.
Like how do you think that's okay?
Yeah. And then this other girl comes out and she's like well, this girl embarrassed herself in a big way, but
What I don't think I
this
saw
girl came out and she's like blowing him up, and he's responding, which is just like, don't, like
right.
you got such a good life, like why would you throw it away like that?
He's ego and stupid and jail.
Just like you hate to see it.
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to, not that it matters, but like he can't be on like The Voice or whatever he's on right now. Like that's going to be.
I don't even know if he's still on.
Is he not? I have no idea.
He's just like he's irrelevant at the end of the day, and like this is putting him back on the map, unfortunately, as things like this do. But he'll go back to being irrelevant.
He's like a rock star. I don't think he was ever irrelevant.
Oh, really? I would say like irrelevant.
Yeah.
Because it's like if I see Adam Levine in public and I text you like, OMG, guess who I just saw? Adam Levine. Okay.
I'd be like, wow, no way.
Oh, really?
Cool.
I would just be like, okay.
I don't know. Overall, we should give things like ratings. Overall, ick to the like major ick. This is like it's sad to me. Yeah. Honestly, obviously everybody's wrong here,
except for Bahati, of course.
Except for Bahati, bless her heart.
Goes without saying, bless
and the
her
baby
heart. And the kids.
God damn, and she's pregnant right now, right?
Yeah, that's why this came up, because he DM'd her again. It was like, you mind if I name my baby after you?
Right.
LOL.
Yes.
Like beyond.
Dead serious.
Beyond.
Serious, by the way.
Yeah. In summary.
Anywho, if I messed up any of my words, I'm sorry. I bet someone's going to come for my throat for that, but.
We know your intentions.
You know my heart.
Yeah, we know C of BNC Incorporated. We know your heart.
Yeah.
Okay, the other thing that I wanted to talk about that I'm super excited for is the new Jeffrey Dahmer show.
Yep.
And this goes back to an issue that I have.
Yes.
Of casting men I'm in love with as psychopaths.
Right.
Unfortunately, I fear I'm going to have no choice but to fall in love.
But to fall in love with Jeffrey Dahmer.
And obviously, that blows.
And you know what's funny for you is that it also is in track with you falling in love with homosexual men.
Totally. I mean, it's the intersectionality here
of psychopath
is working against me of psychopath and gay man, unfortunately.
I think.
And Evan Peters, for me in the past, has been a tier 1, is now resting comfortably at a tier 2. So it's just like that. What do you mean?
He moved down to tier 2?
Well, that everyone moves down to tier 2.
Wait.
You can only have so many tier 1s.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, no, you can really only, like 2 max, I would say, for tier 1s. Like the most compelling celebrity crush. But Evan Peters was like full tier 1 for me at a point. And now tier 2 as he lays dormant. But he's going to come back up to tier 1.
He's hibernating.
That's what
he's
happens.
In his chrysalis.
Yeah.
He's going to come out with these fucking glasses on.
It's like that sucks to me that I'm looking at this picture of Evan Peters playing Jeffrey Dahmer and I'm like, damn, he's so fucking hot.
Randomly,
that sucks.
I just want to say, like, between you and I and whoever listens, that Alexandra Daddario commented on a photo of, I think from an account she follows. Her account commented, she didn't go to this event that I went to like 2 weeks ago, and it was like a small event with Madewell. And I went, and she commented, OMG, I could have met at Fibula.
Insane. Speaking of tier 1s.
And I said, we can still make that happen.
We can still make that happen.
Anyways, I've never matched your energy on something like this, and I'm so stoked. So it's come out, today?
It comes out today.
And Brooks, it all comes out at once. Brooks going to binge it.
I have no choice. I wish I could watch at a comfortable pace like you want to. I don't have that option available to me.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to.
Due to a self-control issue.
So if anyone wants to watch with me and kind of spread it out so that we can digest each episode instead of watching it all at once, like an 8.5 hour movie, right. I think I will do that with you, and then you can break it down for us week by week.
It looks so creepy. Like I was getting nauseous watching in the best way. I
didn't know. I thought he was killing women. I thought this whole thing. Because I remember my mom always talking about Jeffrey Dahmer and being like, "Oh, like
that was Ted Bundy."
Ted Bundy, that's what it is. Ooh, Jeffrey Dahmer.
You're in love. Portrayed by Zac Efron.
Yeah.
Like, give me a break. They're not giving me.
That's
a
like an episode 1 TBT of you being in love with Zac Efron and them casting him as a psycho.
Of course.
How was that a movie or was that a show?
It was a movie.
Damn.
Have you ever seen it?
Mm-mm.
You should. You don't want to?
I don't want to. I think this is way more of interest to me because I think American Horror Stories with the American Horror Story, whatever, like this new thing they're doing. That it's
American Horror Stories.
Stories.
Yeah, unrelated episodes. It's not great.
Trash.
It's not good. It's not good,
Trash.
unfortunately. I mean, I've watched every episode, and I always will. I'm an American Horror Story diehard.
I miss the days of yore. By the way, that's like how I met some of my friends in college. Is they would air so losery. They would air like the episodes as they came out each week. Throwback to when things would come out weekly.
I did that too, Con. It's not losery. That was like the highlight of my week.
Well,
it's not losery.
Okay.
But yeah, this is gonna be
mean, it's giving BU.
It's giving BU.
Yeah.
Ew, I fucking hate BU. That's fine.
Ooh, my leg is asleep.
Oh. It's probably from the lip stuff.
I couldn't help but notice I was having a bit of an allergic reaction when I went to the restroom.
What's wrong
now?
Oh, yeah. How are your lips? Follow up. Yeah, I mean, they're red.
They were bright red.
Yeah.
No, but around my whole mouth.
Oh,
was red.
maybe I shouldn't have applied it to your mouth area. No, you're fine. What's your take on the Too-Faced lip injection and the plight of womanhood in general?
It could have hurt more.
Seriously?
Yeah, I kind of wish it did.
Well, I wish I could do something more.
You can punch me in the face.
I don't want to.
Okay. Well then.
But
super this excited. Is gonna be really good. So stay tuned for that. That's gonna be fucking great.
I'm watching tonight.
Did you see?
Yes, I did see.
What am I gonna say?
Lily and Michelle?
Yes.
She made a TikTok addressing that she can't read.
Yeah.
Calling Jonathan to ask him to read the comments on my first TikTok.
Who's Jonathan?
Jonathan Groff, who was my first ever tier 1. Her best friend. This is an interesting thing. Her best friend is Jonathan Groff, who's literally like the most like angel human, like objectively like probably the sweetest man in the entire world. Was in Spring Awakening with her as her best friend. He was also in Glee with her. That's Jonathan. He was in Mindhunter. Did you ever watch Mindhunter?
No.
He's in like a lot of...
I think a bug just flew out of my nose.
Oh, shit. It's probably from the Too-Faced lip injection.
It's a piece of dust. That scared me. I was like, where did this bug go from?
He was the king in Hamilton, just like in a lot of things.
Oh, okay.
But I was in love with him from him being in Spring Awakening with Leah. And
I've never seen anything that he's in. It looks like...
In Glee.
I saw American
He ends up
Sniper.
actually marrying. That's who she ends up marrying in Glee.
Okay.
Anyway, that's her best friend. And he's just like... Everyone can agree, just like the sweetest guy in the world, which is so interesting because it's like if people say Lea Michele is so horrible, which I don't know. And then how is she friends with Jonathan, who's just like the best person in the world? But it's just like, I don't know. That's just like a question that everybody has. But anyway, the TikTok that she made was calling Jonathan to ask him to read the comments on my first TikTok. And then the sound, yeah, I'm okay, but can I ask you a question really quick? That Kim sound.
This is pretty funny.
Which is really good. And now this is finally what's making me think, okay, yeah, she can't read. Because she tried the no, I can read approach. And clearly that wasn't working. So now she's really doing everything she can to prove that she can read. Because I think her being like, oh, I'm in on the joke is her trying to be like, yeah, haha, I'm making fun of it because I can read. But in reality, this is making me think she can't read. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it. I get it. It totally makes sense.
She's changing her approach to be like, I'm in on it. But now I'm thinking...
Reading is hard in her defense.
Well, totally.
And
no one said it was easy.
You know what, Brooke? The brain is a muscle. And if you don't work it out, you lose it. So
use it or lose it.
Maybe she's been just so busy that she hasn't really been able to exercise her brain muscle. And she lost her reading ability.
The other thing that convinced me, did you see the TikTok of her presenting that award?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I don't have the link to that on hand, but there's a video of her presenting an award.
Yeah.
And she goes, and the award goes to, and she looks at the paper and then looks at who she's presenting. I think she was presenting with Ian Somerhalder, although I could be making that up. Looks at him. He says it, and then she says it like a second delayed when he's saying it. Like she couldn't get that information from the piece of paper.
Well, it kind of reminds me of this week Kanye West did an interview. Did you see that?
No.
And he came out, I'm back to thinking he's a loser. Every now and then I'm like, oh, he's kind of like playing this up, like he's acting. I'm back to thinking he's a freaking loser. But this is unrelated, and I actually agree with this. He said in an interview, reading is like eating Brussels sprouts for me, and talking is like getting the Giorgio Baldi corn ravioli, which is really delicious. That's a restaurant in Santa Monica. But he prefers talking. He thinks reading is repulsive. He was on the Aloe Mindful podcast that aired on Friday. The outspoken rapper told Aloe's Danny Harris and Allison Wilson that he's never read any literature and prefers speaking instead. I actually haven't read any book, West said. Reading is like eating Brussels sprouts for me, and talking is like the Giorgio Baldi corn ravioli. He's never read a book.
Sure. But at the end of the day, like, he can read.
Sure.
In terms of like scrolling through Instagram, he can read the captions.
Yeah, but have
seeing
you seen
street
him?
signs,
Yeah.
he can read them. Whereas Leah, now I'm not sure that she has the ability, which is fine.
Well, the difference between Kanye West and Leah Michelle is that Kanye West is starting a school.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
Duh.
And it's called the Donda Academy.
Oh.
And the students will participate in full school worship, core classes of language arts, math, and science, in addition to lunch, recess, and enrichment courses such as visual art, film, choir, parkour.
Right.
It just sounds, it's giving cult.
And that's where he wants his kids to go, right?
Yeah, I actually have met more than one person who, like, are, we have a couple friends that are like PAs, like personal assistants for celebrities. And there's a lot of like celebrities that are
gonna send their kids
putting
to
their kids in for a
That's
couple days a week.
That's frightening.
I mean, benefit of the doubt, King. I hope that he's gonna hire the best of the best. I wonder who's gonna enroll in parkour. It's gonna be really funny when a bunch of A-list celebrities' kids are all like planking on
The worst
on
idea.
PCH.
It's not the worst idea.
It's activities.
Yeah. It's a fun activity, gets your body moving.
One thing they left out was reading.
Here's that
Which
clip
is
of Leah Michelle presenting the award. Oh, yeah, it was Ian Somerhalder. Okay, wait, watch this.
Okay, so this is the clip of Ian Somerhalder and Leah Michelle presenting at the Emmys in 2011.
For outstanding directing for a variety music or comedy series.
Outstanding directing.
And the Emmy goes to
Okay, opening the paper, looking at it.
Don Roy King.
Saturday Night Live.
Right? Like,
Wow.
she can't read. Based off of that clip alone.
You know when like you really get in your head about something, like I used to really be able to do a backflip like pretty well, like on the ground. And besides getting really out of shape, like I messed up one time and I was never able to do it again because I was scared I was going to mess up again. So maybe she gets her like S's and Z's mixed up. Maybe she's dyslexic.
Sure, I can understand totally. But like in that situation where there's a few options of who's going to win, like that's a sight word. You know, it's not a matter of tripping up on letters. It's like you see this word, you connect it to one of the names of the options of the winners, and you're able to recite that regardless of getting letters tripped up or not. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm fully on the she can't read bandwagon.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I'm there too.
Okay, well, we have a lot more to cover, but let's go ahead and move those over to BNC Close Friends.
Yeah, we're going to the close friends story. Thank you guys for listening. Again, if you want to grab the extra hour from us this week, you can do that on tmgstudios.tv. And we'll see you there.
We'll be there. Smooches.
Smooches to you as well. Bye.
This week on Close Friends.
2 cops bang on my door, come in and they go, "Are you a psycho ex? Are you stalking her?" I was like,
This is gonna be bad. What's gonna come out of my mouth? Thick. Thick.
"Do girls have urethra?"
Yeah.
Huh. You entered a porta potty that had just like tumbled down a hill.
That is so scary to think about.
And it's in a Taco Bell. Sign up on tmgstudios.tv to watch the full bonus episode.